Then move on to the next question, step-free access at Harrow-on-the-Hill Station, in the name of Assembly Member Boris.
Yes. Victoria, this is really a chance for us all, I think, to pay tribute to the work of Councillor Susan Hall of Harrow, who has done a blinding job in getting this project, much delayed, off the ground. 3.1 million from the London Borough of Harrow, jointly funded by Harrow, GLA and TfL, and into solving that problem of step-free access at Harrow-on-the-Hill. It is very difficult. I can't tell you exactly when the new lifts will be put in or the new facilities will be put in, but if you had to pick, three of the most difficult stations on the whole of the tube network, Harrow-on-the-Hill, where you need step-free access, Harrow-on-the-Hill will certainly be one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Well, I visited this area again this week, and I know this is an area you have also visited on several occasions. And as you're quite rightly saying, this is a long-standing issue, and I'm delighted that you recognise the work done by Councillor Susan Hall and the rest of the administration there in working closely with your team to make the Harrow and Wealdstone area a new opportunity area to attract new funding in order to include step-free access. And I think a redesign, because if you think about it with the college on one side, at the moment it sort of artificially, I think, divides that community. And I think one of the lessons that we learned after the success of the Olympics, that we did show ourselves to be an accessible city. And obviously I continue to urge you to go on seeing what we can do to make London more accessible. It's something that's a real passion of mine, from buggies to wheelchairs. Let's continue to make London a step-free access and to make it easy for people and to make us a friendlier city. So thank you for your support of this scheme on behalf of the constituents in Harrow, who I'm sure will benefit.
Thank you very much. And obviously, it's taken time, and this is the reason for that is these are expensive schemes. This will be an expensive project. You cannot just snap your fingers and put in all these things at once. And some of these lifts, as the Assembly will know, can cost about £100 million to put in.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Assembly Member Shah.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I can see here and I can understand the fan brigade for Councillor Hall from yourselves as well as your colleagues.
And including you, I've no doubt.
But to be honest, Mr. Mayor, should you not be applauding the residents and campaigners for Harrow who have been lobbying you very, very hard since you took the office?
Do you mean, should I be applauding you now?
Well, absolutely. Why not? If you're, yeah.
Do you think I should applaud Navin, or should I applaud Navin? Well done. Well done on unsuccessful.
Mr. Mayor, let me continue about the result which has been mentioned. I mean, I welcome your late conversion to this great and good cause, because, right from the start, people have been lobbying you. And what you did, the first thing you did was to scrap 25 million funding, which was negotiated and agreed with TfL when you took the office by previous administration. Okay, that is the reality. And let's not, okay, this is nothing but election in the air. There's the propaganda from your side.
No, actually it's not.
A lot of work has been going on.
Well, now you can put
if for the last 8 or 9 years, okay, with successive administrations in Harrow Council, vastly Labour administrations, if I may add that, and also TfL. That is how we had the funding.
The facts speak for themselves.
Okay.
The facts speak for themselves. The facts speak for themselves, and that is, it is under the leadership of Councillor Hall that Harrow Council has finally put together a package
funding opportunities
that enables
from Harrow
us
Council
to get on with the step-free access.
Funding potential from Harrow Council and the feasibility aspects were being discussed long before Councillor Hall took control of the council.
Navin, it's one thing to discuss things and nothing to do them. And that's.
Can we come to the point now? People of Harrow have waited long enough. When will they have fully accessible station? Will you put time to it?
As I say, the work currently underway is expected to take around 3 months to complete, and will then move ahead as fast as possible.
Well, Mr. Mayor, let me put it to you what the funding program looks like. There'll be 100K in 14 and 15 from Harrow Council for feasibility, which doesn't surprise me. This is something not party political, would have come along and has come along, which I welcome. In 15-16, there'll be 2 million from TFL. In 16-17, 12 million from TFL. 17-18, 3 million from TFL, which means that people of Harrow are not looking at having anything on the ground in terms of step-free access, at least till 17-18. So 3 million, which has been allocated on paper by Harrow Council, will actually be delivered not now, much later, and TFL's funding. The question is, why are people of Harrow being treated like second-class citizens?
Well, it's a question you might well have asked, Navin, during the 8 years of the Ken Livingstone administration, when absolutely nothing was done.
No, 25 million were allocated.
Step-free access there. I wasn't aware of anybody
Mr. Mayor,
doing anything,
25 million were allocated,
yourself.
which you took away.
It is the fortunate coincidence, the happy alignment of the stars.
You took away 25 million pounds from people of Harrow
a forward-looking and dynamic leader in the form of Susan Hall, Councillor Susan Hall.
Mr. Mayor, forget
in Harrow and a proactive administration, a proactive Conservative administration here in City Hall that is finally solving a problem that Labour neglected, that Labour collectively neglected for well over 10 years.
The fact is, all you're doing is playing politics, preparing grounds for election propaganda. This is not new money. This is not a new initiative. Work that's been going on for years.
And Labour says no. Labour says no to step-free access.
Funding
it's a
that
stunt,
you took
says
away.
Navin Shah.
Funding that you took away 25 years ago.
Labour blocks step-free access. Is that what you're saying?
You lost the ground here because you not supported people of Harrow for step-free access. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you,
I think the people of Harrow will recognise that a thoroughly productive programme is now in place.
Chair, I'm finished. He's just repeating himself.
I will let the Mayor have a brief response.
That will deliver a full feasibility study into step-free access within the next 3 months, and I hope very much we will then go forward to solving the problem. Harrow on the Hill has particularly vertiginous steps, as everybody knows. It's high time it was fixed.
You've woken up after 6 years. That's what you've done.
I congratulate Councillor Susan Hall on putting together the requisite funding package.
Thank you very much. Can we, at this point, agree under standing orders to extend the meeting to